Hey guys, so I'm sitting here crying, realizing that this year has been a lot of tears. Um, I thought last year was hard, but last year was hard, but this year is hitting different. Um, I got the hard part. I'm okay with the hard part this year, but it's more of the level of vulnerability. For so long, I had been hardened and hiding a certain level of vulnerability, or maybe not even hiding, just like I grew up around stoic people who would prefer to show you that they're angry before they show you that they're sad. And I watched this video, and it reminded me of my early days of going to Miami-Dade College. Um, this video in particular was about a stranger giving another stranger flowers. You know, this one woman was sitting on the bench, and this other lady was like, "Can you just hold my flowers while I tie my shoe?" And she tied her shoe up, and she just left. And the lady was like, "Wait, but your flowers?" And the lady's looking around. She sees in the flowers there's a note, and the note said something about, "Hey stranger, I wanted to let you know that you're beautiful, you are worthy." And the lady literally has a tear in her eye. She starts crying, and she looks around to see if that person was going to come back or which direction they went. And she read the note again, like, is this really for me? I think, well, when I was at Miami-Dade College, there were a lot of homeless people around there in downtown Miami. And it always made me feel sad. Like, I'm going to further myself, make myself better by going to school. And I would pass these homeless people before I made it to the school. And I had to, there was a McDonald's that was right across the street from the school. And I just, sometimes if I had extra money, I would just go in there and get them some food. I know it's not the best choice, but to imagine someone going hungry for a few days just bothered me. And sometimes the homeless shelters are overflowed with people. Sometimes you might not make it to go eat at one of the kitchens, the the local kitchens that they have for homeless people to go eat. And just to imagine, like, that could be any one of us. It could be any one of us uh, on the street, hungry. And so whenever I had extra money, I would just go to the McDonald's and just hand them a bag. And they'd be like, "Thank you, I appreciate it. I haven't eaten all day." I think, I think that sometimes we get so stuck in these modes, and our egos won't allow us to see each other's humanity. Not everybody is evil. Not everybody is in the situations that they're in because they're bad people. Some people just go through hard times, and I've had some really incredible conversations with homeless people since I've moved to the DMV area. and it was life changing. As a matter of fact, one of the deepest conversations I had was with this elder man named Mr. Henry, and he used to come into the Starbucks that I used to work at, and I would always give him um, when he would come in with all his bags, I would always give him like a warm cup of almond milk because he would want almond milk or soy milk, and it was soy milk because I don't think we had almond then. But he would come in and he would want a cup of soy milk, and I always wondered, like, what type of homeless person is this picky? Like, how you homeless and you picky? Like, you gotta get what you can get, right? But I started talking to him one day, like, why you keep choosing, you know, um, he would collect change from people and come and get him a cup of milk. And one day I asked him, like, why do you always come in for soy milk in particular? And we started talking about nutrition. And at that time I was a nutrition major. And so we started talking about it, but he got so excited to know that I I was a nutrition major. And we had so many great discussions about our food and how food impacts our health and everything. I found out that he was once a chemist. Uh, that's a whole different story because, you know, I don't think I'm supposed to tell his story. I don't think he wanted me to tell his story. But when he found out that I changed my major because I had to leave Howard University, long story for another day. I had to leave Howard University to because, you know, some financial stuff that had happened. But I ended up having to go to UDC, the University of the District of Columbia, which meant that I had to change majors because in order to get your records, you got to pay your balance first. So anyway, long story short, I hate when people say that, but for some reason I feel like saying it. Um, so when I told him that I became an English major, he was so distraught. He was like, "Oh, we need more black nutritionists. We need you in nutrition. You don't need to be an English major. If you want to write, just write, but you don't need to study that." And I would never forget his face when he was like, "No, no, don't do it, don't do it." I could still see his face on many of the conversations that we had. But anyway, I wonder where he is and whether he passed away because it's been years. Um, but to go back to what I was initially saying, sometimes we forget that we all need each other. Like, we all need each other in some type of way. And I know that sometimes it's hard to lend a hand, especially if you're someone who's constantly lending a hand. But I think at the same time, if we imagine ourselves in that position, in those positions, then we would be more generous towards each other. Sometimes we be so high up on our pedestals, like it just don't make sense that we dehumanize ourselves. And just seeing that video today just reminded me of the times when I did that back home in Miami. I used to take food to the homeless people. And then when I moved up here, I had some of the best conversations with them, more than I had with people who are well off or stable. And it just reminded me, like, the people who have the least give the most. They gave the most advice, they showed the most love. Before I leave this earth, I just want people to know me as a good-hearted person. You could list me as an entrepreneur, an artist, a mother, all these other things, but was I nice? Was I kind-hearted? I'm not perfect. I'm not always gonna be, you know, kind. There are some days I'm really aggressive. Some stuff calls for aggressiveness. But to know that people knew my heart means a lot to me. And yeah, just some things that I've done that I don't talk about. I'll talk about the story, something that I've done on the train in DC, on another video, another vlog video. But I don't talk about my good deeds, I guess, if you want to say, because it's not important. When you do for people, you just do for them. You don't just do it for credit or for clout. And in this day and age, in the social media world where everyone wants to be show and telling, can we just can we sometimes just be in the moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but that video just hit me so hard this morning. And we need reminders. I need reminders sometimes that I'm on the right path or to keep going. Business is hard. Being a mother is hard. Being all of these different things is difficult. Being a daughter is hard. Someday I'm gonna have to take care of my parents. Just life is hard. Life can be really difficult, but it can also be really beautiful if we are the people who we need in our lives. If we are the people who we need in our lives to someone else, that maybe, just maybe, this world will start changing. Man. Anyway, this is my first vlog, and here I am crying in these streets. But I don't care because you're gonna get this vulnerability and get all of me. So be kind to someone today, and I'm sending y'all some peace and some love. And I hope that anyone who comes across my path, my pages, my businesses, me in real life, that you know that despite the situation that I'm a good-hearted person, but I would never have to say that. You would see that, you would feel it. Um, but for you to also share your positive vibes with me, share the good stuff with me. Share the give me some of your motivation and your strength because sometimes I need it. Sometimes the motivator needs motivation. So I pray everything is well on your end, and if it isn't, just know that it doesn't last forever, and to not be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Any of us could be homeless at any point, especially right now in this day and age. You just never know. If you lost it all today, would you be okay? If you lost it all today, would you be okay? I told someone recently that I would. I've made so much peace with God. I've made so much peace with this life that if I did lose everything and everyone, as long as I got my sanity and as long as I know God loves me, I could lose it all. And it's not to say I don't care, but things are temporary. This life is temporary. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great one. Continue to be the best you, the best version of you, and treat people well, y'all. Just treat people well. I love y'all. Peace and love.